could be driving.
The time to save on new Accords is right now during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda. Get our lowest prices and biggest savings on our largest selection of Accords this year. Hurry in before these savings are gone during Happy Honda Days at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Together.
What is going on right now?
It's 2023.
What is happening?
Wow.
It feels so good.
Sing it.
It's been a minute for a three-shot. I don't even know what's going on.
It's so good to see
I feel
everybody.
like just hugging everybody.
Johnny.
Johnny messing for a hug. Welcome to WAFB Plus, everybody. 9:15 every Monday through Friday. What day are we on here? Wednesday.
Yep.
Darn sight better than it was, like, kind of getting ready for yesterday.
Oh boy, did the rains come through? And I really thought like lunchtime would be bad. It was more like overnight when we were falling asleep that it was pretty thick.
And it was one of the things we kind of talked about yesterday morning. 2 potential windows.
Right.
It just ended up that second one was the worst one of the bunch for most of us. Not only we'd have heavy rain. I'm gonna show you in a moment. Some pretty impressive hail that hit parts of Baton Rouge, but none of that this morning, right? Beautiful weather outside right now if you haven't been out yet. Bright sunshine. We've got just a few high clouds streaming across. That's our Sky 9 camera brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. It was a little bit cooler outside this morning, but going to be really nice. And just to put that in perspective, while it was a bit cooler this morning, we're at 63 in Baton Rouge right now, which is still already above our normal high for the day to 62. So even though it's not going to be as warm, still above normal today. By the way, Monday tied a record high at 83 in Baton Rouge. Yesterday tied a record high at 81. Will at least be shy of the record for today. I've got low 70s at noon, mid 70s for highs, mostly sunny, and as we said, just great weather throughout the day. So here's a look at where the severe weather did occur over the last 24 hours. Kind of like the last couple of events, a little more focused to our north and northeast. There were reports of at least maybe a couple of tornadoes. Some of these icons kind of get buried under others. But as we bring this in closer, I did want to show you at least a handful of reports of hail. Some of that was right here in Baton Rouge. We also had some reported around Albany over in Livingston Parish. And friend Ben Lemoyne sent in some of these pictures this morning here in Baton Rouge. This was kind of the Jefferson corporate area. And look at the size of hail in his palm there. It looks better than quarter size. You know, we're talking about stuff that could do at least some minor damage, and on the ground you could see a pretty decent covering. So this came down, it was midnight or a little bit before, and I did get pictures from a few other people. So, and we did have some warnings last night on some of this stuff. So we had some pretty intense storms come through. The other story with the storms yesterday evening and last night, we had some locally heavy rain. And one other thing we talked about yesterday morning is we could get sort of these stripes of heavy rain, these narrow bands. And we did get one, and it just so happened one of them kind of impacted parts of the Baton Rouge area. But you can see, where you see these greens extending from Baton Rouge up to near Hattiesburg, all the way up into Alabama. The green is at least 2 inches of rain, but as we're getting closer, we had some amounts even higher than that. Southeastern parts of EBR estimating 3 to 4 inches of rain. I can tell you at my house, 3.01 inches of rain yesterday. Most of that came down last night. Estimating better than 5 inches between Walker and the town of Livingston. Better than 5 inches north of Albany. So that's why we had that flood watch up yesterday to warn of that potential. All right, there go the storms marching off to our east. We still are seeing some severe weather out of these storms, but we're done with it and should be dry over the next several days. Much different story out west. This is a heck of a storm system. Look at that approaching. So they're talking about flooding in California, mudslides, the winter element at the higher elevations, heavy snow, power outages. This is going to be a big impact system out west. Now, eventually, as this translates eastward, it's going to send a cold front our way. Right now, it doesn't look like anything in terms of severe weather or very heavy rainfall. We've still got several days to watch it, but at least part of that same system that's hitting the West Coast in California will impact us by Sunday. This is 6:30 Sunday evening on the European. You see rain kind of lining up along the front. So that appears to be our next good chance of rain. But today, right on through Saturday, we're going to keep it dry. Thursday and Friday, a little bit cooler. Lows in the 40s, highs in the upper 60s. Saturday, we rebound back into the mid-70s. Sunday, I've got rain chances right now, 50%. May have to bump those higher. A few showers could linger into early next week. Other than that, notice in our 10-day, temperatures staying pretty comfortable. No complaints there, I don't think. A few more showers possible by next Thursday.
This is more what we're used to.
Yeah,
we'll take every bit of this, Steve.
I'm all about those temperatures.
Steve, that thing off the West Coast, man, satellite image has it looking like half a hurricane. That thing is huge.
Yeah, that is a heck of a storm system coming off the Pacific. Some talk of what we call an atmospheric river out west, which is basically kind of funneling in a lot of moisture into a relatively, in a geographical sense, a narrow area. So, yeah, it's going to be heavy rain and then snow at the higher elevations. We'll be running stories, no doubt, the next couple of days on 9 News this morning, kind of covering some of those impacts.
Yeah, just looking at that thing, boy, like Steve was talking about, massive system coming in. Cap, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So, yeah, that's going to be grabbing a lot of headlines. As Steve was mentioned, we'll be talking about it. The rest of the country will be talking about it as it comes on shore. Country talking about this right now. This is one of the major headlines. Day 2 now for this.
118th Congress going back to session without a House Speaker for day 2. So last night, Kevin McCarthy, Congressman Kevin McCarthy, trying 3 times to try to secure all of the votes that he needs to become Speaker of the House. Did he succeed? He did not.
No.
So that's why they're going into day 2. He's hoping for a different outcome today, though.
So what are the conversations that he has had with his caucus? What are the conversations that his deputies, for instance, have had with other people about securing those votes? He needs 218, obviously. Look, he said he's essentially, to steal a phrase from Godfather, he says he's essentially going to the mattresses here. He will do as many votes as he needs to get these numbers, talking about breaking the record for the votes that was set back in the 1800s, 130 some odd times they had to vote. Let's hope it doesn't go to that particular level of voting. Other names being floated around, if of course Representative McCarthy can't get this, Representative Steve Scalise from Louisiana.
Yes.
That's a name that's been floated. He is in support of Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker, one of his stronger deputies, if you will. But if McCarthy can't get the votes, somebody's going to have to fill this seat. There's a lot to play out.
There is a lot indeed. And there's still a lot of work they need to get to. So the sooner that they wrap this process here, either it ends in the votes that he needs to get or someone else, the House has to move to adjourn at some point so they can actually get to the business part of the legislation.
You can't do that without a speaker.
No.
I mean, this has got to happen.
It's procedural. You have to get to it.
So, country paying attention to it.
It sure is. Yeah.
All right, we'll keep you updated.
Ooh.
The other big headline that a lot of folks are paying attention to.
Not only the nation, the world really laying eyes on this. Damar Hamlin, obviously going down Monday night, collapsing on the field there. At his uncle sharing with news reporters on Tuesday that his heart had actually stopped twice. Once on the field, and that's where he was resuscitated for 9 minutes.
Oh my gosh,
and then again at the hospital. This morning, though, the family representative says that he's still sedated, he's still in critical condition, but doctors are saying that his vitals are improving. Don't take that. We have to be cautiously optimistic here. The fact that he is in critical condition, he's still alive here, still trying to be sedated as doctors figure out what to do next. Cautiously optimistic is kind of the way to tread water here.
Yeah, and I know everybody wants an update every 5 minutes. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Everybody who was watching the game, or even those who weren't, has seen what happened now.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to hear from cardiologists right now. Everybody's talking with cardiologists. They want to know what happened and what the procedure is going forward for this young man or anybody that happens to be in this kind of a situation. And they talk about the fact that those immediate updates are not going to be there. Not because they're not available to us, because they're actually not, there's nothing to truly update beyond the word that you just mentioned, critical. There are so many things that have to happen right now. They talk about literally cooling down the body, putting it in a state of hypothermia so that they can better maintain and get the body back to where it needs to be when it comes to oxygen flow and blood flow. And so all that has to happen. He has to be sedated, as you mentioned, as that happens. And so he's still listed as critical as all of this begins to happen. And then when you talk about sedated and a medically induced coma, that kind of a thing, as you begin to slowly bring him out and you warm the body back up slowly and you get to see where potential damage is, and because they're talking about potential, it could be with these what these cardiologists are talking about, you're looking at every organ when it talks about lack of oxygen and lack of blood flow, which is what they were doing here. It's a huge processed. It takes a lot of time.
Yes.
We want it immediate. It's just not going to be that way.
And even if someone you know has gone through something similar
Right,
here,
it's
where
gonna
the
be-
heart stopped, every situation of this is case by case. So we still don't know how much time it took between every second count. So
Yes.
when you talk about getting the defibrillator out to him, we don't know exactly how much time it was between the moment that his heart actually stopped. And when it comes to getting oxygen into his body,
Right.
even if you know, again, you suffered this before, his situation could be entirely different.
Very much.
Every patient is going to be.
Yeah.
So we are keeping a close eye on all of those updates coming out of the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, his family. Obviously, it's a lot for them to
Yeah.
process too, as he continues to fight his own health journey.
That was one
only
of the-
2 days out.
I know, and it was really one of the incredible things to see in that moment. It's a tough
Yes.
video to see, obviously,
Yes.
but that the trainers, the doctors, everybody was out there like all but instantly,
Yes.
and so that CPR was able to be started pretty quickly, as you were talking about. So much going on.
Yeah.
We were talking yesterday, and I know you've been following it very well. That toy drive
Oh my
that he had
gosh,
started,
yes.
right? And on Monday, he was looking for about $25,000, and on Monday before the game, he'd gotten up to maybe what, $75,000 for this toy drive.
Yeah.
Where's it at now?
Upwards of $4 million, thanks
just-
to 153,000 people
And that-
who've made a donation. Matt, I've took a look. It's ranging from $5 to $5,000 in donations.
And I think it just got updated within the last 30
Yeah.
minutes. It's up more than 200,000 people.
Oh my
It's more than
gosh.
6 million.
That's incredible.
What?
That is incredible.
What?
$2 million in the last, couple hours.
And so this is just one of those things where people are doing what they can the way they can to think about this man and his family and help lift everybody up.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That
That's
goes to
the
show
awesome.
what kind of character he has.
Continue to think about this man.
We're following all of
We
this,
will,
all
yeah.
of this for you.
Okay, so all that's going on.
Yes.
This is going to be going on a little bit later on today.
Yes, at noon today, EBR Mayor President Sharon Westenbroom expected to update all of us on kind of what happened in 2022, what we got accomplished, what didn't get accomplished, and what she'd like to get done in 2023. So we're kind of getting a status update
Right.
of sorts on the city parish and what she's looking forward to getting done again in this brand new year.
State of the City address happens all the time. All the elected leaders from city, parish, to state, to, of course, the President of the United States, they do these things. This is our version, and it's happening today. We're going to be listening in. Obviously, we'll bring you the big takeaways.
We sure will. We're also keeping our eyes on this story that's always kind of a need
yeah.
here. How
Yeah.
often do we talk about the need for blood donations, but also the need for milk?
Yes.
Specifically breast milk. And you might think here, well, I don't have a child. This is worth sharing and telling
Yes.
you about because chances are you know somebody in your life that has a young child.
Right.
Especially after COVID, a lot of people had pandemic babies, right?
happened.
Yes. So
Hello.
if you know a breastfeeding mother who is maybe producing extra supply
Sure.
of milk, just
Sure.
pumping and they're freezing it, but they don't know what to do with it, we know a great place to take it to.
Look, we did a lot of that. 3 kids. There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, if you were in that position,
Yeah.
there is the milk bank, I guess, is down in New Orleans, right? But there are milk depots all over the state.
Yeah.
One of them right here at Ochsner Medical Facility here in Baton Rouge. And they're one of those groups who take in the milk and then get it to the places that it needs to be. And Callie Hubbard was live there this morning,
Yeah.
up in their NICU. And all 9 bays filled right there with preemie babies who maybe could use a little bit of help because again, preemie, maybe for the mom, the milk hasn't come in yet.
Right.
There is no ability to breastfeed and get that potential source.
Yeah.
You can do formula, that kind of thing, but they're really looking for breast milk. So if you do know, if you do know somebody, a mother who's breastfeeding right now and does have that extra supply,
Yes.
there are those who could absolutely use it.
Literally liquid gold
It's
for
ex- yes,
families like the
that's
Mitchells.
exactly right.
Callie introduced us to them this morning.
Yeah.
Their baby Dakota,
Oh,
born
so
on
cute.
New Year's Day,
It's all-
a premature baby, beautiful head of hair.
Sure.
And we hate to think that this baby, Dakota, is in the neonatal intensive care, and that's exactly it, Matt. It's critical care. So when you talk about
Yeah.
breast milk, there's, depending on how you feel, there are studies out there that show that breast milk tends to be the most nutrient dense for babies who need to have those the vitamins and all the natural ingredients to help them grow and get out of the NICU so they can go home to get to the mom and dad.
Yeah,
so,
that science is out there. That's why they
Yes.
have a push for
Yes.
this. So if you have a moment, check out this story and
Yeah.
perhaps maybe send it to somebody you know who could
Please,
provide a
spread the
little bit of
word.
that help. Why not? It's right there waiting
That'd
for you.
be good.
Yep.
That'd be good.
Yes.
Wow. We've kind of gone
We're
all over the
place.
world. Yeah, we
All
have.
over the place.
Well, we have.
Kind of the idea for WAFB Plus and 9 News Now. Just a little bit of everything as you get ready for
Yeah.
your day. Midweek Wednesday, stepping you to it, through it, in it, around it, over the top, and beneath it. whatever.
All of the above?
All those things.
Yeah.
And all the places you can find us. Of course, here you see it right here. We'll pop it up for you. It is all the different places. Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV.
Yeah.
Again, you can watch us live in the moment for 9 News Now at 9:15 or just stream it whenever you'd like.
I caught it actually on Apple TV yesterday watching
you?
y'all. Yeah, I saw you and Steve talking about pampering llamas, pampering camels.
Yeah, we were a little confused by that one.
I was too.
It just looked like it was almost kind of like a couple of sheets around them.
Yeah,
Right.
we didn't really
I don't
know
know
what was
what
going
the
on.
pampering is.
No, we're not-
Maybe sheets are a delicacy.
It could be.
A delicacy.
I don't
For-
know.
for them?
Or very hard to find.
I don't even know. I have no idea. Right, exactly.
Jury's still out on that one.
It's not something they're used to having over there. So llamas.
Yes.
I guess you could find those in some zoos around the world. Depending.
Yeah.
Do you have llamas here?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if
New Orleans?
wildlife. What
I
is
feel
it?
like I've seen llamas around here somewhere. and I
Like in
just
the
can't-
parking lot?
Maybe at Global Wildlife.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I'm
Barn Hill
trying to think
maybe.
if
That's right.
Barn Hill has any.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like
that's
they
right.
used to.
I think
yeah.
Barn Hill might.
Okay.
Well, let's take you to a zoo, shall we? Let's go across the way. This is a London, actually, it's a London Zoo.
Yeah.
The staff there at London Zoo began an animal census. That's a thing. Yeah, they're doing the thing. Yeah, all the residents at the park. They began
Yeah.
this on Tuesday. It's an audit of the animals. Takes almost a week to complete. They have nearly 400 species, upwards of 14,000 animals. So it's a big time undertaking. Zoo operations managers out there say the staff knows how many animals they have at all times because, of course, the keepers are there always kind of counting their animals. But it's important that annually they conduct a kind of formal check just in case somebody dug a hole or maybe, encourage the little one to escape. Geisha, Asen Zach, Crispin.
Look at that.
Design.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He's curious.
So yeah, things they do to use to maybe to encourage some of them. They like a laser pen used on the penguins.
yeah.
They follow different lights. So if they got a we got any missing penguin? Hold on, let's shine a little laser light, and all of a sudden they come out of nowhere, and then you make sure you got all the animals. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I've just got 3 kids. It's kind of easy for a head count.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, are the animals, expanding their families without the
Without
zoo
no,
keepers
exactly
around?
right, exactly.
well, maybe some of them got busy, and that's what they
Wow.
mentioned. The zookeeper was saying that breeding for some of the rare species,
Yeah.
if you have multiple, obviously males and females
Right.
in there, they try to tag whoever they can, but sometimes things happen.
Wait, the zookeepers try to tag wherever they can, or the wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yes,
Understood.
all of the above.
I didn't know. I did. Well, yeah.
Sometimes you might have an extra
Is that
crop
a
of-
lemur? What it looked like it was filling out
Look at him. He's
I
like,
got
I
this
got
for you."
this. Don't you worry. I got it.
You think, would it be
Look at
fun?
that.
I would love to. I mean, it was one of those things as a kid growing up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm working at a zoo.
Yeah?
This just seems like I'm not smart enough. I don't have the skill set.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking I get assigned all the poop duty.
That's
And
exactly what
I
Very
do.
important.
Exactly
Very
what happened to
important.
me.
Someone needs to do it. Oh,
I'll
look
stick
at
to
that.
the visits.
Again, I
I'll
have
tell
3
you what.
kids. I can
Yeah.
poop duty.
Well, I tell you what. You've got the 3 kids. If you have a whole bunch of money, you could
I have 3 kids.
buy a zoo
Yeah, right.
and put them to work.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's. Where am I getting
There
all the
was
money?
a movie. There's a Matt Damon. What was
There
that
was.
movie?
Is it Honey, We
Bought a Zoo?
We bought a
We bought a
zoo.
zoo, yeah.
Did it work out for them
I think it did.
in the end?
That
Yes.
could be you.
There's some dark moments in between though. that they had to-
Well, I'd imagine with the zoo there would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking money. Where am I getting the money? for this?
If you become the next mega almost $1 billion
that's right.
winner, last night produced no winner. So if you happen to check your ticket, it's worth checking even to see if you have the matching Powerball number. But y'all, nobody has won this dang drawing. So nobody starting the brand new year is a millionaire. It's now going to $940 million. The next drawing is going to be this Friday, but that's big money on the line yet again.
Yeah, so, I think both Mega and Powerball a number of years back, they expanded the number, the amount of numbers
right,
you could
yeah,
choose
overnight
from
decisions,
Yeah.
to make the odds longer to drive up these jackpots.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
So it's happening more often now.
And if you remember, one of the things they did before that, to even try to increase the pool, was they upped the tickets to $2.
Yeah.
Used to be $1.
yeah,
Remember that
yeah,
way
you're
back then?
right,
Used to
you're
be $1.
right.
And then they went to $2, trying to
Right.
increase the pool. But they were still hitting as often as they were because the numbers, like you said, they had increased the large numbers. They did that to increase it. And yeah, you're right.
So
It's a lot of it.
I was Googling this morning my latest odds, and it said 1 in, never going to happen.
I like that. I think that's the best way to
Exactly.
put
It's
it.
very
So
scientific.
save your $2. I think that's
I don't know.
That's maybe the best way to put it.
I
mean, come on.
Think about all the things we throw away $2 on.
Oh,
That's
my
true.
gosh, right?
That is true.
Doesn't even get you half a cup of coffee at
Not
the
even
Right.
coffee shop.
And if you can't, you can't win if you don't play. If you're basing it on luck too, you could be
Do you work for the lottery?
You never know. I might have a side hustle.
So you can't win if you don't play.
That's what all those ping pong balls are.
Hey,
Earth. It's so good.
The supplier of colleges and the lotto, two biggest customers.
There you go.
So
Good luck
I
to
like
that.
how in our little video thing,
Yeah.
you guys apparently saved for the caparata here.
Yeah.
that it's
Yeah.
National Spaghetti Day.
Are you in?
Hey.
That wasn't a coincidence.
Not at all.
Well.
Not at all.
All right, yeah, so go ahead and carbo load
Wait.
with that spaghetti.
What
Maybe
is
not
this?
quite like these
Yeah,
guys.
they're going to town.
So that was yeah.
Look at my man.
I'm glad.
I just love the lady.
I'm glad I fast in the mornings. I won't be eating for a few hours.
Yeah.
But that was a contest a few years ago in Ohio. You could also be more sophisticated
You could.
and go to
Well-
like an Italian restaurant, nice one. Got
Yeah.
plenty of them around here.
Yeah.
Or make it at home. It is one of the only things my kids eat. So we eat plenty.
Really?
Spaghetti.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Well, it's not a bad one to have if there's only going to be a few things.
No, it's
Good
a great
staple.
staple.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely
So
good staple.
easy to make. Apparently, Steve is having pasta again for dinner tonight.
It's on the menu.
Yeah.
It's like Groundhog Day for me with dinner every night.
Is there a favorite? Your girls, is there a favorite? Do they have a favorite? Like food, like dish?
Well, I mean, yeah, Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A.
I mean,
Popeyes.
What kid doesn't?
The heavy
That's
hitters out
always-
there with
yeah.
the chicken.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
Chicken nuggets?
If I could
And
have
then
Popeyes.
spaghetti, pancakes,
Yeah.
all the good healthy stuff.
Man, you guys have got to have perfected the pancakes and spaghetti recipe by now.
Yeah, the pancakes, the microwave.
Yeah.
Oh, those, yes.
No, look, I made
easy, listen.
for Christmas morning.
Yeah.
I made the cinnamon roll pancakes. First time in a few years.
Oh.
Talk about good.
Oh,
Girls
you've
are all
shared that
in?
recipe before too on
Yeah,
Facebook.
a few years back.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so.
awesome.
The good stuff. The good stuff.
I can't wait for
And
that
actually,
good
the
thing.
good stuff are here as well. Not just your cooking ability, the forecasting ability. here.
Oh,
Cooking up a good forecast
Hey
for the
now.
next few days. Yeah, so it should be really nice through Saturday. Looks like a pretty good rain chance return by Sunday.
Make the most of every moment together in a 3-row Mazda CX-9. Find yours during the season of inspiration.
Make no payments for 90 days on a new CX-9 during the season of inspiration at Team